My name is Manal Omayer. I am an illustrator and animator, and I primarily focus in creating content for children. So children's animations, children's books, and I'm also a lecturer at ADMI. My first ever project, I remember I had to work on a children's animation. This is for kids around the age of 5. And I was part of a group of 3 people. And I had to create character designs and some bits of animation, and it was basically called Oscar and the Flower Shop. It was about a dog that enters a flower shop and he's amazed by all the different smells in the shop. After working in animation for a while, I reached a moment where I was experiencing some burnout. And so what I had to do was that for 2 months, I took a step back from animation, illustration, drawing. I was just enjoying content, enjoying being around family and friends. So by taking that break, when I came back into the industry, my artwork just completely changed for the better. Because then I was not really following all of these rules and teachings that everyone has put in me. Now I was able to authentically express myself through art just by taking some time off and enjoying life. I love ADMI because teaching here, because it's so open. The people that are teaching here, they're all industry professionals. They're all currently working on projects and coming to teach at ADMI as well. And this variety of students that we're getting students from high school, we're getting students that were maybe in different fields, and they're all coming together, and it's just an amazing melting pot. And not just that, but even students from other programs like film or music production, they're always looking for ways to collaborate with animation as well. So that camaraderie between programs is beautiful. There's an animator called Gleaned, and he's worked on all of those Golden Age Disney animations like Little Mermaid, Tarzan, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast. And I really fell in love with his work because when you watch, for example, The Little Mermaid, this character that does not exist is given life. And he said that he was inspired by his wife. And I think that's a beautiful thing, to be able to take that energy and to transfer it into a character. And he did the same for Rapunzel. He was inspired by his daughter. So I think just by watching those movies and seeing how he was able to bring life into these characters was very inspiring for me. It's gonna be hard to narrow it down. They're all doing amazing things. I'll specifically talk about Paula Karanja. So recently, I'm sure as most of you have heard of, Kizazi Moto came out. So I taught Paula a few years ago, and when she graduated, she went for an internship at Nalo Studios, which is run by Nadia Adiambo. And they were given the project, Kizazi Moto, to work on one of the episodes. So she was a part of it. And just like that, she has a credit at Disney. It's the best part, when you see your students winning. It's so beautiful, and I'm so proud of her, and it's deservedly so. I really want to integrate virtual reality. I received training 2 years ago at Gote and Black Rhino. It was a collaboration, and so I received training in VR, and I was able to see all the possibilities of what VR can create. I had a whole exhibition for it, and I think integrating VR into animation is a really good idea because it's still, again, very young. All over the world, it's something that's being integrated right now. And ADMI has the headsets right now, which is pretty cool. So I think having those master classes or those small workshops would be pretty great. I think adaptability is very good. So I know that when I draw, I have a very distinctive style, and anyone can, if they see my work, they can know I did it. But if you want to enter the industry, you want to be able to be adaptable. So any type of animation that you see, you need to understand how you're able to break it down in your head where it makes sense. So it's like, if it's a realistic style or it's something that's very cartoony, you need to be able to do both. And that can be done easily as long as you know how to properly break things down. The most important thing for your portfolio to have is main projects. So maybe you could be creating different illustrations for different things, but if they're not connected in a way, when someone is viewing your portfolio, it's a bit hard for them to know exactly what it is you like focusing on. So for example, if it's in animation, it'd be good for you to have like a whole, whether it's like a whole like children's book that you've created or like a whole pre-production for an animation that you've created, just so that employers can see your whole thought process, like exactly how you approach character design, how you approach painting from start to finish. I think that's very important to have. It is important to know what you want to specialize in. So especially having a website is a good idea. I think I've noticed a lot of students maybe just rely on Instagram, so I think having a website is also a good idea. I've noticed that when I've gone to interviews and they say I have a website, they're very impressed. So having a website and then having it divided into like separate projects that you want to focus on. So if you want to focus on creating children's content, have like a variety of what that could look like, and just explore and have fun with that. This is something I tell my students even from the beginning. It is related to animation, but mental health is very important. And if you are in a position where you're not feeling okay mentally, it's gonna show in your work. So it's always a good idea, if you're able to just take some time off, just breathe, just enjoy life a bit, and then come back to it. And it will show in your work. For me, I think if you look at my work before the break that I took and after, night and day, it's very different. So just knowing when to take breaks and then trying to fall back in love with the art of animation, watching these amazing animation shows like Arcane, watching like Spider-Verse, you know, they're constantly like exploring the possibility of what animation can be. Because animation does not exist, you can create it. So there is no set rules. So just enjoying arts from like different mediums, even fine art, even just looking at like live action films, it can really help you build your visual library to create something that is authentic to you. Everyone has creativity in them, it's just about what sparks it. So it could be films, it could be movies, everyone is inspired by something. And creativity, it's a wide variety of things.